Hey everybody, GravyTrain here, as well as my buddy Starskream. Say
Yo,
hi.
yo, yo, what up?
And we're here for an episode of Gravy Starscream training magic stuff. So what we're this episode is going to be kind of focused. Josh and I, or Starscream and I, Josh, John, I'm John, he's Josh, whatever. We have been going over strategies and stuff or he's been helping me get back up to speed with strategies for Magic the Gathering. I hadn't played before, like, this last week in, like, 25 years, so, have history in the game, but haven't played a lot recently, so he's helping me get some decks and get some experience and get caught back up. So what I've done is I've got a bunch of packs here, just to kind of fill out a lot of the missing areas. I've got some gaps in my lineup, so we're going to go through and kind of review the cards as we open the packs, and yeah, you can kind of get an idea what's in the library. I had one other of these already, but I think Josh is going to be able to give better commentary kind of on some of the cards than I would, the ones that I don't already know about. So,
And just to clarify, you have 405 packs, which will come out to 6,075 cards. That's a pretty decent little way to start out there.
Yeah, so if you're leaning forward, I'm going to have to adjust the camera.
No, you're fine.
Okay, yeah, if you stay there, you're right in frame, so.
Perfect.
Cool.
I'm gonna...
I mean, I can make it a little wider if we need to, so.
Yeah. Like I said, I can't really see, so.
Yeah, no, I get it. So yeah, at this point, you're in frame. You got about another 6 inches of forward lean, and you're still in frame. Otherwise, you're out. Or partially out, anyways. We'll get that sorted out as we get better at this. So, okay. So, where do you want to start? Do you have a preference on which end do we want to go through?
Wouldn't say that I have a preference. Let's
go
start
old to
out
new, or
yeah. Let's start out with Ixalan. Fuck it.
All right. So, do we want to do open each booster individually, or just do these 10 at a time? And 10 at a time, you're saying you only get to see the rares.
Yeah, I mean, if you do individually, we'll be here for like hours, man.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So, all right, let's do some 10s. And the first one goes. All right. Oh, nice. So some rare wild cards. That's good.
You got a bunch of wild cards. Probably the best card you got out of all this is Search for Scanta. Search for Scanta is used in most of the meta decks right now that have blue, at least. So you're talking about like your Esper decks, and a lot of jank decks use it too. It's extremely solid
because a lot of people that are following this might not know what that is, including me. What's an Esper deck and what's a jank deck?
Yeah, so Esper is blue, white, black. It's pretty much the main thing that everybody's using. It's a control-based deck. Typically runs no creatures, or maybe like 1 or 2 creatures, but that's about it. And on surface level, Search for Scanta is doesn't look like the most amazing card. But when you combined it with the Planeswalker Teferi, it like just makes it so you can essentially just unlimited keep looking for cards, and it tightens your grip on the control you already have. So once that transforms, once Search for Scanta transforms into Scanta the Sunken Ruin, you're in like a really, really solid place. Like,
gotcha.
It's the next best card I'd say is probably Ripjaw Raptor. A lot of people are using that right now in some stompy decks, mono green or green and red.
Gotcha.
As far as the other cards, not that any of them are like necessarily bad, but
this
those
one's
are like
not
the two.
terrible. I mean, as a vampire, I built the vampire deck. This actually goes. I mean, it's expensive is the only problem, but you can at least get some removal.
Yeah, I mean, they're all going to be decent cards, but the Search and the Ripjaw being used a lot right now, and you got 2 rare wild cards, which is extremely solid.
Yeah, no complaints there. All right, next round. Actually, I think I got a total of 4. Got an ultra rare and 2 from that, and then
because of the thing at the top.
The counter, yeah.
So you got another Ripjaw, which is solid. Vraska's Contempt is used in almost every single black deck. Like, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, every single one of my black decks has Vraska's Contempt in it.
So this is like the old terror spell, which was cheaper, but you didn't get to gain life. That's cool.
Well, and Vraska's Contempt exiles too. It doesn't kill, it doesn't do damage, so none of their graveyard effects apply. And also it can hit planeswalkers, which is really important right now. That's how you combat all of your Teferis and your Vraskas and stuff like that. It's a super, super good card. Glacial Fortress, you need to have 4 of those minimum. So it's good to get them in packs. I have a Boneyard Parlay deck. It's a jank deck. And essentially a jank deck is just a deck that's like, it's designed to like pull out one really cool trick. And so I have a Boneyard Parlay deck. It's a mythic, so that's pretty cool. It's not a card that people use in a lot of decks, I'd say. Pretty much one specific deck, but and then Settle the Wreckage, like you saw yesterday, is a pretty decent card.
Oh yeah. Now getting extra of these, I think we are considering crafting these, so that's good that we didn't do that.
That we got an extra one. Yeah, I think you had 2 of them.
This one is actually kind of cool too. I've seen this one discussed before on different channels, or specifically it was on the Command Zone. This is like one of their most annoying cards to face because it stops all of your creature abilities from triggering when your creatures come into play.
It's a good card. Not a lot of people are playing like super creature heavy decks right now. But it is a very good card. Also, Herald of the Secret Streams at the bottom left is super good too.
Oh yeah, I can see that. I mean,
specifically for it's specifically for like a
Merfolk, yeah,
fast blue-green Merfolk deck.
Cool. All right, next 10. And love to see those wild cards coming in, and another mythic. Very nice.
So you got that land.
Oh yeah,
just solid, always solid.
Another Sanguine Sacrament. That's good.
Yeah, I sideboarded that card on a couple of my decks. I usually don't run it as a main, but I do sideboard it. And the Regisaur Alpha is a super good card too. In a dinosaur like Gruul deck, Regisaur is sick.
Yeah, other dinosaurs gain haste. Create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token with trample. Nice.
Yeah, which instantly gains haste as well.
Right.
It's a super solid card.
This one is actually decent for a vampire deck. So I mean, getting 2 vampire deck cards together isn't bad. Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily for top tier.
Train, huh? We got to make you a vampire deck.
Yeah, well, and I've got the one. I just need to tweak it now. But
well, yeah, you're going to have a lot more to work with after this. We can make you probably a tier 1 or at least like a tier 2 vampire deck. I don't know that any vampire decks are considered tier 1 right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just want to have fun with them. I mean, I'm not playing in competitive tournaments or anything.
Dude, playing your deck yesterday made me go make my own Boros deck just because I was having so much fun playing it.
Nice. I actually did try. You talking about the red-white?
Yeah.
I tried it right before you got back to me today, and I got beat, but not for the deck. I mean, it was just the deck that I was going up against. The guy had 2 of those white Ajani's, whatever that gives you life for every time a creature's cast. He had 2 of those on the board, and he had all these creatures that were creatures and effects that were creating a bunch of tokens. So I started out, I did enough damage to where if he didn't have all that life gain, I would have killed him. But he just kept having shit come out and kept having shit come out, and I just couldn't keep up with it.
Mono white life gain or white and black life gain is pretty solid against.
He had white and black, yeah.
Yeah, white. Yeah, the life gain runs really well against that Boros deck we were running. It also runs really well against mono red. So that's why I
Gotcha.
was telling you that's kind of that was almost like our counter when we were playing it. All right, let's see what we got in the next 10. Nice. This is a very good pack. This is a good pack.
This combat damage. Reveal that many
Yeah,
cards.
Sun's Avatar is good.
So we're
He's
going to
kind
have
of
to
like
make
a
a
card that
dinosaur
you're
deck.
probably not going to use much, but he is a very good card.
Well, I mean, in a dinosaur deck, though, I can totally see it. Like, I may have to build a dinosaur deck now around
Yeah,
this kind of card. Yeah,
he just that color combo isn't used a lot right now. Carnage Tyrant is used a lot. He's super solid.
yeah, it can't be
I love
countered.
Carnage Tyrant's one of my favorite cards. There is a deck that uses the Temple of Alcatraz, or Aklazats, however you fucking say
This
it.
is like one of those life decks, though, life game decks, right?
It's like a it's like a very specific type of deck. Like it's not a deck. It's not a card that's used in a bunch of different decks. It's one specific deck. Vanquisher's Banner is good. Entrancing Melody, a lot of people sideboard it. Some people mainboard it in like a mono blue deck. Drown Catacomb, of course, you always need these dual lands. I think Ixalan has the dual lands, but not the shock lands, and um, I think it's what's it called that has the shock lands. I'm trying to remember which one has the shock lands, but you're gonna get some anyways.
The Ravnica or the Dominaria.
I can't. Well, not Dominaria. It's either Ravnica or Rivals of Ixalan that has the shock lands.
Gotcha.
Those are the ones that you can take 2 damage.
Gotcha.
If you want it to not be tapped.
Okay.
And these are going to be singles.
Oh,
right?
damn.
Yeah,
oh, yeah. Okay. That's right. I hit a single. Right. So I'm assuming this is. Well, for each creature, if you got a weenie deck or something, that's a lot of mana for a big creature.
Yeah, it's a card that should have been good, and it doesn't see very much play, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean you got your wild card, which is good.
Gains indestructible. That's not bad. Raging Raptors, more dinos.
Enraging Raptors are good. That's a good uncommon. Nice.
Dual land.
Dude, I get excited anytime I see lands, dude. Anywhere you.
I mean, I have some of these, but I don't know that I have a bunch of blue or of green, red. So, and another Queen's Agent. I think I've got more than 4 of these Queen's Agents.
Yeah, that the Raptors you got are in the land are make this pack very worth it.
Nice. So for that Merfolk deck, this is good.
Yeah, that's a solid card.
I've got at least one of these already. More, I think I've got 4 River Sneaks already, though. Raptor Hatchling
is a pain in the ass in a dinosaur deck.
This isn't bad, but I think I have at least 2 of these. I might have 4.
Yeah, you probably have a bunch of them.
Enchant land. Add 2 mana, or put a. Oh, that's not terrible for a dino deck. Exile target creature. Okay, so this is a good way to get rid of negative enchantments and shit on your cards.
Yeah, or just if it's about to get burned.
Yeah. Draw 2 cards, yeah, and Skyblade Illusion.
You got a bunch of those guys.
Yeah. There you go, green, white. Nice. Yeah, this one I wasn't too keen on, although it's a 5. You have to sacrifice life to gain, like, flying and vigilance.
Yeah, but in a deck that would be in, you'd probably have a lot of excess life anyway.
Fair
I don't
enough.
know that I see that card getting much usage, but
it's nice for a evasion, either an evade or on defense to catch a flyer that's coming in if you really need to. I mean, better to take 2 life than more than 2. There we go. Dinosaurs gain trample and +2/+0. That wouldn't be bad. Another one of that guy. Yeah, the rest of that's all common. That's not bad for a vampire deck specific. At all. Yeah. 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. Not bad. So raid is if a creature I control attacks this turn.
Yeah, it's a similar mechanic to a lot of the stuff that's being used right now.
But this creature doesn't have to be attacking to get the +1/+1.
Yeah, you also don't have to deal damage. You just literally have to have attacked.
Gotcha. All right, now on to the
rivals.
Rivals, yep. Bam, and there's a big mythical and a rare, nice. World Shaper. Yeah, I've got this already. I have some of those, I think.
Dire Fleet's good.
Flash Death Touch. And an attacking pirate gets +1/+0, yeah. Dire, which... Oh, Dire Fleet, okay. Summoner, Human Shaman Ascend. Elemental creature tokens, that's not bad. Battlefield exiles all cards from their hand face down. Nice.
Yeah, it's an alright card.
Especially if you've scryed and you know that they're...
Lower deck.
Yeah. Form of the Dinosaur. Your life total becomes 15. It's 15 damage to target creature and opponent controls. Deals damage equal to its power to you. What? That's weird. Alright. One of the things that Day 9 is like, if you're looking at a card and it doesn't make sense, just ignore it. Like, don't bother with it. It's probably not worth it. Alright, Ascend. The beginning upkeep. Each player draws a card. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've seen that one. Alright. Oh, yes.
Oh, that's a lot of wild cards.
Look at that.
Nice, you got a Galta. Galta's super good, man.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that I cloned that card on too. That was hilarious. And I made the mistake of cloning it twice because I didn't realize it was legendary. That would have been friggin' awesome. This guy throws out a 12/12 and I clone it twice on him.
Yeah, I mean that's the best. That's the best card in this that you've gotten so far.
Yeah, some of these are kind of just like meh. Golem Guardian I've never seen.
The Golden?
Or Golden, yeah, Golden Guardian. I haven't seen that one. Nifty.
Yeah.
But yeah, this right here, this whole top row, other than maybe this. No, this is good too, yeah. I mean, that's a good draw.
Nice. Nice. This is a good pack. Mastermind's Acquisition is super good. I use that in my main deck. My main deck is all based around Masterminds. You got 2 Silverclad Ferocidons, if I'm seeing correctly.
Yep.
And then Slaughter the Strong is super good over on the top left over there.
Yeah.
Not everybody uses it, but it's a very good card. It's like kind of complicated.
So it's like a board wipe, except they get to pick up to 4 power worth of creatures. But but if they don't have exactly, like if they have a 5/5, they can't pick that 5/5 if that's their only
or
creature.
If they have a 3 or
and
2 3/3s,
right?
Then they can't choose both of them.
Yeah, that's not bad. Champion of the Dusk, yeah. Oh,
and actually, I think the Champion of Dusk is a decent card in a vampire deck, but I can't remember if
you draw X cards and lose X life. I mean, that could be scary if you have a bunch of vampires out. You just wouldn't play it, I suppose. Oh, that's good. Considering that's every single merfolk, yeah, that's good. If you got a merfolk deck with all that unblockable.
Yeah, those merfolk are fucking slippery bastards, let me tell you.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, they were big even back in Dark. Well, Dark, I think, is where they were introduced, because there was Merfolk Assassin. You could target any or tap to kill any creature that had island walk, which I don't even think that mechanic exists anymore. The island walk or whatever. There was like island walk, mountain walk, and all that.
Yeah.
They're unblockable if you have islands or they're mountain walk, whatever. But then there was an artifact that you could tap it and give a creature island walk. So it was a real cool combo. Just boom, boom, click, click, boom. I used to run it with my blue-black deck because then I also had Royal Assassins, which you could tap them. They were 1/1s. Tap them and you could kill any tapped creature. So, always fun.
Sure you control.
Which one are you looking at?
I was looking at Journey to Eternity. I couldn't remember what it does. I think there's a deck that uses that. Yeah, there's definitely a deck that uses that. Yeah, there's a deck that uses that purposely graveyards a bunch of your creatures and then brings them back to the battlefield.
Gotcha. So you're discarding cards or eggs or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, typically from the top of your deck. Yeah, there's a specific deck that uses that. I played against it the other day. Azor Lawbringer's super good.
Yeah.
Polyraptors is pretty. I mean, it's pretty good.
Primal Storm.
Yeah, that's a asshole card.
Yeah.
It's like it's good, but for the cost, not a lot of people main deck it because there's a little bit better cards at the 6-drop. Polyraptor's really freaking good, but you have to have a very specific deck to run that as an 8.
Yeah.
Temple Allosaur people use.
Source would deal damage to another. Prevent all but one of that damage. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like...
It's not... Yeah, I mean, you can do 2 sources going to it, although I guess that would prevent all but... No, it would do 2 points of damage then, yeah.
I think you got 2 of those in this pack.
Nice. Oh yeah, the differently colored lands. I can't imagine that would be overly useful.
Yeah, people run a really popular deck right now is a Gates deck that uses every color of land. It's a super popular deck right now.
Yeah, so then this thing would be like a 2020 or something like that if you had all different, like 20 different named lands out there.
Yeah, probably not 20, but something.
Yeah. I mean, 8/8, whatever.
Got another Galta, nice. Did you get the Galtas from your experience tree already?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, you'll probably have 4 Galtas by now. I'm jealous.
This one has haste, that's not bad. This would be good for a Dino deck, too. For a friggin' Strider's Harness on Primal Hunger. Yeah, I've had this cast on me before.
That's in all the red decks. Oh, man. Nice.
Yeah, most of these other ones I've got bunches of. This one I don't have a bunch of. That's not bad. I have 1 at least. City's Blessing. Oh, that's not bad either.
Hadana's Climb is a good card.
That's a crappy card, unless you're in a life gain deck, I suppose.
You got one of these earlier.
Yeah.
There's the Colossal Dreadmaw.
Oh yeah, it's not bad.
Fucking meme card.
Yeah, I could definitely build a nice, powerful green, maybe green-red Dino deck. Oh, there we go. Shake the foundations.
Yeah. I wish it did a little bit more.
All ends lose ability except mana abilities. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was pretty good during this set, but a lot less lands are using. I mean, I guess. I mean, it could counter search.
I mean, situational. Not great, but...
Mistcloaked Herald is good. You got another World Shaper.
I've got tons of Mistcloaked Heralds already, though. Sworn Guardian, another Merfolk Warrior. Yeah. Cool. Alright. Dominaria.
Dominaria is sick. I really like Dominaria.
I got a second Karn. Nice. Oh, look at those wild cards, too. And Squeeze.
You got Karen, Karn. Steel Leaf Champion is super good in green decks right now.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this one. It's a little expensive, but it gets rid of 4 non-enchantment permanents.
The so Cabal Stronghold is decent.
Yeah, I can see that. As long as you got a bunch of swamps.
Yeah, there's a certain deck that uses that to get ridiculous mana.
Tons and tons of 1/1 Saprolings.
Yeah, Steel Leaf Champion is super good. Yeah. And then Karn is super good too.
I've seen Squee used quite a bit, yeah.
He's a meme card.
Like they've made memes about him, or he was made in response to a meme?
He was made in response to a meme. He was a flavor text on a bunch of cards, like throughout the years, and like basically he's just in art, and then like they do little stories on him and stuff like that, and then they finally made him a card in Dominaria.
Nice.
But like the joke was always about him like just being this stupid goblin that could survive anything. And he's always like in the middle of battles and wars and stuff, and he just doesn't die. So they fucking just made him a card that literally just made him immortal. You can cast him from fucking anywhere. It's fucking hilarious.
Nice.
Nice. Super good. Teferi is basically like the best card in the game right now. Like basically the #1 card. Goblin Chain Whirler is in every red deck wins deck.
This is gross for a black mono deck.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I think that actually is in the black mono deck.
I mean, it would almost have to be. I mean, that's gross. Good. Chain Whirler 3/3 first strike for 3 red.
Yeah, I mean, I have that in my red deck. I mean, pretty much every red deck wins deck uses that.
Oh, and I mean, hell, it does 1 damage to every opponent and every creature and planeswalker they control. That's not bad.
Yeah. It also, sparks your spectacle and stuff like that, so it's super good.
This is good. I don't have I might see. I didn't have him in my vampire deck because he required 2 black and then he used red to activate. But
yeah, well, yeah, he's good in a Rakdos deck. Benelish Marshall is
another
good.
Verdant Force. Nice, and another land.
There's a specific deck that uses the Torgar card. I can't remember what kind of deck.
Blue, red, and white, flying 4/3.
He's a card that looks super cool, but is never going to be really used.
Well, so you have to pay 1 of each mana color, then the mana cost for spells that I cast. You may pay.
Yeah, so like that's the idea. Is like you have a deck that has a bunch of like cards that cost stupid amounts of mana, like 12 mana or 11 mana, like for these massive.
How does that work if there is an X?
I mean, it just replaces the whole cost.
But I mean, if there's an X, so you could make X infinity.
Oh, as far as like putting your own amount? That's a good question. I'm not really sure.
I wonder if this doesn't pay the X cost, if you still have to pay the X cost. That would be my assumption. They just assume the X is 0.
Put the X in addition to the 5 that you're paying, but I'm not positive. I'd have to look up that rule.
Yeah.
I've never seen him used, so...
Yeah. Famine Incarnate. So this is basically, ooh, that's basically like a double Convoke. Or you're sacrificing them too, though.
Yeah, you got to sacrifice them, and then when he comes into the battlefield, they lose half of whatever the starting life. So basically, they go down to 10. If that makes sense.
Well, they go down 10. They don't go down to 10. They lose half their starting.
10.
It becomes half of their okay, total. Gotcha.
So even if they're at 11, they go straight down to 10.
But if you're at 1, you could go up to 10.
Correct.
Because you could target yourself and heal yourself then.
Yes.
Which I'm sure happens.
It does. This is a good pack.
Yeah.
This is a very good pack. Or set of packs. However you want to say it.
Pack of packs. It's a parcel. Or a pack of packs, I don't know.
Yeah, this is a good one. That Teferi is amazing. That card is so broken. Nice, you got another Steel Leaf.
Steel Leaf.
You got another Chain Whirler.
A Mox. Any color.
That'll probably be good after for next set, because everything is going to be Planeswalkers. Two-Head Giant's an okay card. I think they wanted it to be better than it ended up being. Grand Lord at the bottom right is a decent card. It's not like amazing, but it's definitely not bad. Like, if you have 3 creatures attack, you can add 3 mana to your mana pool. So, like, in a Ghoul deck, that's very, like,
you can use it to put out big monsters. Or big creatures.
Exactly, yeah. Or just more of a lot of little monsters. You could just overwhelm.
Now, is mana burn still a mechanic? Like, if you have unspent mana at the end of the round, you still take damage? Oh, it just goes away, you don't take damage for it?
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay.
I think they got rid of it actually dealing damage to you.
Okay. Because, yeah, it used to be you'd get mana burn, and for every point of mana you had sitting open. Yeah, not bad.
Steel Leaf Champion's super good.
Yeah, I'm thinking that I'm going to need to make a green deck soon.
Muldrotha is very good. Gravetide, extremely good.
You may play one of each permanent type from your graveyard. That is nice. 3-color deck, but still.
Yeah, so like you could play an instant, a sorcery, an enchantment, or a creature, one of each from your graveyard.
Not
Obviously,
lands,
you still have to
right?
pay the mana cost. No lands. No.
Okay.
But you still have to pay the mana cost. Not a instance of sorcery. Sorry, enchantments, creatures, or like artifacts and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure is what you can play.
Nice, and then another mythical.
The Helm of the Host is super good.
That's good.
You got Sulphur Falls, which is dope.
Create a token that's a copy of the equipped creature. Except it isn't legendary. Oh my god,
1, 2, 3, 4. You got 5 mythics in this.
Yeah, this is
all those are mythics.
Damn good pack. This is exciting. Like, you throw this on a huge really creature. Cool. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard because it has a 5 equip cost. So it takes a lot of turns to actually get it running. A lot of people that put it out on the field don't get to use it. Like, people that use it against me, a lot of times I stop them before they can actually use it. But it is, like, an extremely good card if you can get it going.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not bad.
And a lot of people don't use artifact removal, so, like, once it's on the field, it's just there. People are using a lot of enchantment and creature removal right now, not a lot of artifact removal. Wizard's Retort is used in every single blue deck. Or every single mono blue deck, I should say. But also, yeah, well, the only blue deck that doesn't use it would be like a Simic or like a Merfolk deck. The other ones do, though.
Also, if you have multiple Power Stone shards, each one of these you tap, you get that many. Let's see.
Yeah. Nice. It's actually a pretty good card. It's not
Well,
super
a
well,
plus plus is, or a +1 gives you 3 red mana. That is,
yeah. You have to use it
and
only on
cycle
instant and
through.
sorceries.
Yeah, but still, and you can also just discard up to 3 cards and draw that many more. I mean, that's nice.
Yeah,
You
she's really
may
good.
you
She's just really high cost for a planeswalker, so not a lot of people use her, and not a lot of people are using her. Like red decks that people are running right now don't have space for planeswalkers right now. Like the red deck, Winds deck doesn't have space for her, and like the Izzet decks use the Izzet um, planeswalker Ral. She's a really good card, but they made red deck Winds too easy to run without needing big cards. Man, they really want you to have him, huh?
Yeah, I've got. Well, and he's legendary to boot. So I mean, yeah. I mean, not a terrible card, but nice. Target creature. If it's legendary, it also gains lifelink. That's not terrible. I think I have at least one of those. There's another rare. I got 2 of these guys.
No, so this is an enchantment.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a decent card. Not a lot of people like run it, but it is a good card.
Okay.
There's one specific deck that I know runs 3 of them.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this is a recreate of... This is... Remember, I even brought this card up yesterday. Except it was in revised, like 3rd edition. Or actually, it was... No, it was originally in... it was in alpha and beta. And it was a 1 casting cost for the IC Manipulator. And there was no activation cost. It was just tap to tap.
Yeah, I
would use that
they
with...
reprinted it a couple times.
They did. It was in Ice Age as well, and it might have been in stuff after that, too. I mean, it's just... That's an awesome card. I love that. I mean, it's not as good now as it used to be because of the casting cost. But
at 4 cost, they made it kind of...
But it's an instant tap any creative effect or an architecture. An artifact and a creature. Or land. I mean, not bad. Yeah. I mean, plus this for me is nostalgia. Like, this is a card that I was using 25 years ago, so.
Tetsuko is actually not a bad card. Damn, I can't believe they still have cards about Kamal. That guy's fucking old as shit. He's not even like... It's not even like a character anymore.
Yeah.
Alright, Corset. Hopefully we can get you a Liliana Planeswalker. Oh, Resplendent Angel's good.
Nice.
Throwing Lieutenant's good. Banefire is extremely good. Banefire's super good. I've won so many games with Banefire.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, Resplendent and Banefire are your 2 awesome ones in here. Blockhorn's fine. Demanding Dragon's fine. Open the Graves is like meh right now, but I think it's going to be good when War of the Spark releases. I think it's going to have a comeback.
Cool.
Because I think they're going to have a lot of zombie creatures in War of the Spark, so I think zombies are going to be a lot more like prevalent. Chaos Wand is such a fucking pain in the ass. I'm glad not a lot of people use it.
So you can cast it on yourself. Oh, you exile cards.
Target opponent.
Yeah, until they exile an instant or sorcery card. So you're exiling all their cards until they have an instant or a sorcery card.
Yeah, but then you put the exiled cards back into their deck at the bottom of the deck, so it's not like they're just all gone.
Oh,
But
okay.
but once you get to an instant or sorcery card, you can play that card without paying its mana cost. So no matter what it is, you can just play it.
Right. That's kind of gross. For
Yeah,
3 and 4.
it's a kind of broken card, but it's hard to build a deck around it. So if you're throwing it in the deck, you're just kind of throwing it in there just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
There is a deck that uses Phylactery Lich. There's a mono black deck that uses Phylactery Lich.
Hmm. That's not terrible. If you control 4 or more demons with different names, you win the game. Nice.
Yeah, it's a jank card.
Nice.
All right, you got Tezzeret. That's super cool. You got a bunch of those omniscients.
Okay.
For buying the packs.
Okay. Detection Tower. Demon of Catastrophes. Nice. This is almost like the Lord of the Pit, except the Lord of the Pit had an ongoing upkeep cost.
It is a lot like that. There's a couple red decks that are using Dismissive Pyromancer. I think it might have been a Boros, a red-white deck. Getting that Tezzeret is sick.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Tezzeret's going to be one of the only mythics in the new set, too. One of the only mythic planeswalkers. I think there's only going to be four mythic planeswalkers. He's one of them. It's going to be him, Bolas, Gideon, and Liliana. Gin of Wishes is super good.
Yeah, I've got at least one of these deck already. So now I'll have at least 2 more. I might have 4 of these now.
Prodigious Growth is alright. I wish they made it cost 1 less. There's a deck that uses Scape Shift.
Oh, so you could sacrifice one type of land for another.
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't have what you need,
that's kind of cool. All goblins gain +1/+1.
Yeah, so he's called like a what are they called? Like a chief card or like a like a captain card or something like that.
Yeah.
Basically, they give all of their creature type +1/+1.
Ooh, a colorless creature though.
Yeah.
That'd be a sidebar thing, I'm sure. Nice.
Goreclaw's super good.
Oh, another of these. This is great.
Yeah, you like that card a lot.
I do, yeah, I must say.
Goreclaw's really good. Goreclaw's a great card. A Johnny's Last Stand is decent. One with the Machine is good in it, like a Tezzeret deck.
Yeah, okay, I've seen this used, not against me, but on videos and stuff.
Yeah, like yeah. I have a few of them. I want to be able to use it more. It's just, I don't know. I never find a spot for it. Hungering Hydra is really good, but just not a lot of people use it.
Yeah, I wonder why. Whenever it's dealt damage, you may put that many +1/+1 counters on it. I'm assuming if it's dealt damage and doesn't die.
Yeah, so essentially it can't be blocked by more than one creature. So like if you get him out and he's massive and they need to start chump blocking, every time they're chump blocking, they're like
getting stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you throw a trample on him and it's over.
Yeah, Death Baron is shit right now, but he's going to be good. Like I'm telling you, next set, there's going to be so many zombies. Like zombies are going to be like the new, like
vampire
merfolk.
Merfolk.
They're going to be like the new merfolk.
And another friggin' mythical rare wild card. I'm going to have so many wild cards when this is done.
Oh shit! Nice.
I think I have one of these.
Yeah, you got dude. This is a good. Holy shit! You got a Johnny. You got Cleansing Nova. You got Banefire. This is
Ooh,
solid.
yeah,
This one's
that is
very solid.
nice.
Patient Rebuilding is a good card. Not in a lot of decks, but it's super good. And I say that a lot because I like to point out when a card is decent, even if it's not currently meta, because it could become a meta card like later.
Right.
I know it sounds stupid when I say, oh, it's good, nobody uses it, but it's good. But I just point that out because it's like...
Just because nobody uses it doesn't mean it's good either. I mean, if you can find a use for it, then... I mean, it's like in Dungeon Boss, there's heroes that nobody uses, and... But yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, even to your point, like Dungeon Boss, like if a hero might not be used and then like a new hero gets released that hero works really well with, and all of a sudden now he might be useful.
Right.
It's like the same in this. As soon as they release War of the Spark, a lot of these cards, older cards that maybe nobody's using right now, are going to be super useful.
Yeah.
This is a super good get. That was an awesome pack.
And another Mythic.
Nice, you got another Elder Dragon.
Ooh, yeah. Flying Vigilance Trample, Hexproof.
Yeah, he's sick.
Nice.
What's down there? Yeah, that's some.
Two of these.
There's a deck that uses that. I've never even looked at the Omnipotence card. That specific one. Mentor of the Meek is a good card in like white weenie decks.
Yeah.
You've got one of them.
Remove counters.
Yeah, that was a better card. I mean, so go back to the Sun Cleanser. So like, if your target opponent loses all counters, I don't know if that applies towards like Planeswalkers or not, but if it does, that might be really good, especially next set.
I think Planeswalkers isn't counters, though. It's loyalty. I think it's a different mechanic.
Yeah, but they're called loyalty counters.
Oh, okay.
But if it says target opponent loses all counters, so I don't know if that also translates to his Planeswalkers or not. But even if it doesn't, a lot of cards use like ooze decks and like that deck that you were talking about, that life gain deck. They use counters and stuff as well. So
yeah. Cool.
I've seen that card a lot, and I couldn't think of a good use for it, but now it's coming to mind.
Another Elder Dragon.
God damn, you're just trying to get all the Elder Dragons. You got another Graves.
Another Thrashmaster.
Gigantosaurus.
That's not terrible. That's not terrible for a Thopter deck. Another Mentor of the Meek. And a Sun Cleanser. Yeah, that's not a bad draw. Alright, last one in the core set.
I'm excited to see these Ravnica cards. Nice. And you got Nicole Bolas. Yes.
Nice.
It's like the best card in this set. And did you get Liliana too? Remember when I said hopefully we can get you a Liliana? And you got Vivian Reed. Damn, this is a fucking good ass opening. You got 3 Planeswalkers. That's solid.
Vivian Reed, what am I? Oh, here. Wow, yeah. Yeah, 3 friggin' mythics.
Yeah, Nicole Bolas is sick, dude. That's a good ass fucking card. It's a very good card.
Draw 2 cards. Deals 10 damage to target creature or planeswalker.
I mean, I think he's the only one in this set that has 4
abilities.
Yeah, 4 like planeswalker abilities.
Draw 2 cards for.
Granted, I think he's also the only one you have to flip, but even in his normal form, he's sick. And Liliana is kind of useless right now, but she's going to be really good next set.
Cool.
That was really good. That was a good last pack to open up.
Yeah, it was. I mean, and on top of that, yeah, I mean, for all those Elder Dragons that I was getting. Plus, I mean, he starts off as an Elder Dragon. It's not like he's a friggin' chump to begin with.
Yeah, no, he's good. 4 mana for a 4/4 flyer is pretty. I mean, that's pretty fucking solid, no matter what way you look at it.
Yeah. All right. Do we want to do allegiance or guilds?
Guilds. Arclight Phoenix is super good. Assassin's Trophy is super good. Niv Mizzet is super good. Watery Grave is super good.
I don't think I had, or maybe I did have them, or if I did, I crafted them. I don't remember.
I wanted to make you didn't. I wanted to make you a deck with Niv Mizzet. I wanted to put him in that deck. Dream Eater is super good. These are all fucking. This is a good.
This is cool. I mean, this is the same cost as a regular counter spell.
Yep, I wanted to put Ionize in that deck. I wanted to put it in the deck that I made you, but you didn't have any. So Ionize is a really good card. The only not great card in this whole pack is Chamber Sentry. All the rest of your cards that you got in this are all very usable. Arclight Phoenix, there's whole decks based around Arclight Phoenix. There's whole decks based around Niv Mizzet.
This one, lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. So that means every one of your lands is any color land. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's good. It costs 3 to put out, but it's for a very specific type of jank deck that you're
dragon decks or whatever. You're running 3 or 4 colors. Exactly.
Yeah. I played against a card that had it the other day. It was pretty decent. I think it actually beat me. It was a treasures deck, I think.
With the pirates.
It didn't use pirates, but it used a lot of treasures, and it was just basically just all different colors.
Nice.
Ferox is super good. Runaway Steamkin is super, dude. This set is so good. Guilds of Ravnica is such a fucking good set. The troll is basically the only non-usable card in this whole thing that you just opened.
Seriously, this is not usable?
Yeah, yeah. You have to exile a card from your graveyard every turn, or you have to sacrifice him.
Oh,
he's okay in a Golgari deck, but not nobody's really running Golgari right now. But everything else you got is very used. Pelt Collector is very used. Beast Whisperer is very used.
Yeah, Pelt Collector I've used.
Runaway Steamkin is necessary for a red deck wins deck. Venerated Loxodon is in all those white weenie decks. Nullhide Ferox is in every single green deck right now.
Well, we were using this one yesterday.
Yeah. Legion Warboss, some mono red use it and some don't. It depends on if you're running an aggressive creature mono red, which there's a variant of, like a goblin mono red, and it has this defender that deals 1 damage and stuff like that. Or there's a version that uses the Chain Whirler with Runaway Steamkin, which is the version that I have. I have the Legion War Bosses, I just don't use that version. I didn't find it as effective.
Gotcha. And then good wild cards to boot. Yeah, that's a good draw. Yeah.
Super, super good. This is just a good set. It's probably one of the best sets they've had in a long time.
All of a sudden, lots of lag. I have another one of these.
Extremely good. Midnight Reaper is super good. You got all those lands. Connive and Concoct is very good. Guildmage's Form is pretty decent. Mission Briefing, I use 4 of those in my main deck in my Esper deck that I use. Or I use 3 of them. I use 3 of them in my Esper deck. And then you got a shock land. You got 2 shock lands. Fuck, man.
I need to
get maybe another 90 Guilds of Ravnica. Everything in this set is so good. Chance for Glory is perfect in that Boros deck. I need 4 of those, actually. Find and Finality people use in their Golgari decks. Amara's okay. That blue card, however you say it, the Narcomoebas is... There's a certain deck around specifically that card.
Yeah, this looks like a good draw all the way around.
Yeah, you got that Boros Shockland. It looks like, I can't really tell, but it looks like it. Yeah.
Overgrown
you
2.
3 Shocklands.
Yep. Sacred Foundry, and then
Chance for Glory is sick. It's like a very strategic card, but it basically, if you do it at the right time, it'll win you the game.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, if you're no, you just need that one extra push.
Which, especially in high level competitive play, a lot of it comes down to like one turn. Like the next turn, you either win or lose. Like it's come down to that a lot. For me, at
Yeah,
least.
for a race, yeah, I can see that.
I was just watching the Mythic Invitationals, and literally one of the guys, forget what his name was, he
Another
lost.
visit.
He would have won the very next turn if he would have drawn one more land, or like, you know what I mean? So it comes down to last turn a lot. Another Niv Mazzet's so good. Niv Mazzet's very, very, very good card. Pellet Collector, Beast Whisperer again.
This is good
City
on a white
Bust
deck.
is meh. That card is good. It's nothing crazy, but it's good.
Yeah. And another rare. I'm gonna have so many mythic wild cards.
Yeah. You'll find that you always have more mythics than rares, like because you need to use a lot more rares than mythics, so you always have extra mythics. Experimental Frenzy is used in every single red deck wins deck.
It was used against me. They lost, but they used it. Steam Vents, nice.
Super good. You got a shock land. Thief of Sanity is really good. There was like a month's worth of time where that Dimir deck that used Thief of Sanity was like the main deck. They used it in one of the tournaments. I think the player got fourth, used that deck in the tournament where Mono Blue won.
Hatchery Spider, that's not bad. Oh, jeez. I can see this getting out of hand.
Yeah, there's a Selznia token deck that uses that.
Well, okay, so that this is the card that Day 9 got in that draft deck, or that draft video he was doing, like, oh, this is how you do a draft, and blah, 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 and he got, like, that ridiculously uber draft, effectively. He had, this was one of his big plays in that deck. Another one of these.
You got another Legion's Edge. You got Light of the Legion as well. Blood Operative is good. Mnemonic Betrayal is good. Mission Briefing is good. Ritual of Soot is good. I mean, these are all fucking good cards. Divine Visitation's good. Citywide is meh. Mausoleum is meh. But Divine Visitation's really good.
Oh yeah, I've had this used. As a matter of fact, that Life deck, he had one of these.
Yeah, I mean, if you have that out and you have a Visitations deck, like there's a specific Visitations deck that uses 4 of those, where the whole idea is to get your creatures to die to create their little 1/1 tokens, but instead it creates these fucking 4/4 flyers.
Monsters, yeah.
That Blood Operative card is pretty solid too. Doom Whisper is good. You got another Light of Legion, another Thief of Sanity. Yeah, dude, you got a lot of red, man. You could definitely make a very strong Boros deck without even needing to probably even use any of your wild cards, just based off of what you've already opened.
Doom Whisperer, that looks kind of fun.
Yeah, you got a couple of those for buying the packs. It's a very good card.
Light of Legion, nice, yeah. And last batch of Ravnica. Let's hope it's as good as the last batch of the Standard.
There's fucking, dude, every batch almost of this that you've opened has been phenomenal. I mean, this is a phenomenal opening. Another Blood Operative. You've got now 3 Runaway Steamkins. You've got your second Arclight Phoenix.
Well, I had one of these already, too, so that means 4, right?
Yeah, so you could basically run a Red Deck Wins deck already. And we haven't looked at... A lot of Red Deck Wins is, like, uncommons and commons, too, so, like, you've for sure probably already got everything you need for it.
Right.
Red Deck Wins right now in Best of 1 has like a 60% win percent. Like it's 60 to 70% win percent. Fire Mind's Research is good in an Izzet deck.
Oof. So now, okay, how do these things work? You get one or the other of these in your deck?
So it's both one card. You just, when you cast it, you decide which one you want to cast. But It's on one card.
Gotcha, okay. That's cool then. Yes. Remove 2 charges to draw a card. You'll 5 damage to any target. I mean, that's not bad either.
No, it's a Firemind's Research is a solid card.
Alright, Allegiance.
Dovin Grand Arbiter is very good. Precognitive Perception is super good. Simic Ascendancy's Absorb is extremely useful. I run 3 Absorbs in my deck. Azorius Renegade is meh. It might be good next set. We'll see. Absorb is super good though. I mean,
yeah, I can see that.
If you have an Esper deck, or I guess even an Azorius deck, but Azorius doesn't run it as much. And you gotta.
So when you're saying the Esper deck, that's not a specific set of creatures. That's just the color combination, right?
That's just the color combo, yeah. However, pretty much the only viable Esper deck is an Esper control deck right now. There's not really another. There's variants of Esper control, but pretty much it's. I mean, I think only one Esper control deck is even running any creatures, and it's using Bellhaunt.
Gotcha.
But yeah, to answer your question, Esper is just the color combo. Hydroid Krasis is extremely good. Hydroid Krasis was like the #1 most used card like 2 months ago. And then what's it called? Esper basically made it useless almost. But for a while before people figured it out, it was dominating everything. Tithe Taker at the bottom right down there is super good.
Oh yeah.
Especially for that mono white or that white and red deck. Angel of Grace is very good.
Ooh. Create a token that's a copy of a creature you control. That's not bad either.
Yeah.
Either one of these.
It's good. It's good in a Simic deck.
Simic is blue-green.
Correct. That Warrant Warden card is very good too.
Yes, but I like the fact that it's got the split or the optional either-or mana.
Yeah. Most people use it for Warrant instead of Warden. Because basically it does 2 things. It's a bounce card, so it sends it back, but instead of sending it just to their hand, it sends it to the top of their deck. So not only does it bounce it back, but it wastes basically one of their draw turns. So you can totally fuck somebody. And you got a shock land down there.
Yep. Other creatures get +1/+0.
Yep, that's used a lot right now. That's super meta right now. Not super meta, but not bad. Seraph of the Scales and the card right below it are both used in the Orzhov deck that I was telling you about.
Vigilance and Lifelink, that's good.
Yeah, Teysa Karlov is very good in what's it called deck? The deck that we were just talking about not too long ago. In a Visitations deck, like basically when your creatures die, it'll create double the amount of tokens. Lumbering Battlement's not bad. He's a little bit better in Limited than he is in Constructed, but he's not terrible.
Huh. So you get to do a bunch of damage to any target and then cast a spell.
It's a good card. I don't know why it's not more used. There must be a reason that it's not more used.
Maybe nobody's just thought of it. I mean, I know there's people that are just sitting here poring over the entire card catalog all the time, trying to find ways to use stuff. But
if I had to guess, I'd say it's probably because of the prevalence of counters right now, since Control is so popular right now. You could have Banefire instead of Electro Dominance, and Banefire costs 1 red, and it's 1 red and X. And once you go past 5, then it can't be countered anymore. Whereas Electro Dominance, you could spend 20 mana on it, and they could just counter it. Revival's good. Mass Manipulation is a very good sideboard card in blue or Esper decks. Usually people don't mainboard it.
Well, yeah, with that 4 blue mana cost, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not as good in best of 1, but it's decent in best of 3. It's actually good in the deck that I run in the Masterminds acquisition,
Another
but I just
Godless
don't use them.
Shrine.
Skargan Hellkite is being used in like every single Gruul deck right now.
Is there the ability on any card or enchantment or something like Lure, where it forces creatures to block a card?
Yes. I don't remember what it's called. I don't even know that it has a specific. But to answer your question, yes, there's some cards that require that if your opponent is able to block it. I think the way that it's phrased is if your opponent is able to block this creature, they must do so.
Yeah, because that used to be a tactic. You'd throw Lure on a friggin' Basilisk and it would kill everything.
Yeah.
Like, kill all their creatures. There we go, another Absorb. That's nice.
Yeah, Absorb is always good to have. Spawn of Mayhem, there's a certain deck built around it right now.
Another Tithe Taker. Nice.
You got Shockland. Yeah, pretty good opening. Skargan Hellkite, like I mentioned, is being used in like every single Gruul deck. It's a very good card. It has Riot. Riot's an awesome mechanic, by the way. Deputy of Detention is really good. Another Judith. Scourge Diva. Hero of Precinct 1 is used in every single white deck, or white Weenies deck, or Boros deck.
2 Mirror Marches. Lots of Agony.
Yeah, they're okay. Incubation Druid is used in every single Simic deck, and actually a lot of non-Simic decks too. It's just a good card. Oh yeah, Precinct 1 is used for the Boros deck, specifically. Rule Spellbreaker is very good. Kaya's Wrath, I've got 4 of those in one of my decks. That's like a ridiculous card. That's like so overpowered.
Board wipe, yeah, massive.
Board wipe right now.
And you gain life for every creature destroyed.
Only if it's your own creatures. That's not even what makes it good. It's just good because it only costs 4 and it destroys all creatures. It's just ridiculous. I play one of those against a big stompy green deck and they're just basically done. They just quit. Another Warrant Warden's good too. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, this is really good. This is probably the best one we've opened so far. Hydroid Krasis, Domery, Nikaya of the Old Ways, Angel of Grace, Biogenic Ooze down there in the bottom left. Growth Chamber Guardian is extremely good. Yeah, dude, this is a solid opening here. Really, really good. The only 2 that like you probably won't ever use are Endrace, Forerunners, Guardian Project.
That's not bad.
That was good. Kaya's Wrath, really good again. There's a deck that uses a Prime Speaker a lot. Plaza of Harmony is good.
Once again, another Kaya's Wrath, too.
Yeah, Kaya's solid. Bedevil's a good card in the top left, too. It's a really good card.
I mean, this wouldn't be necessarily bad, either.
Do you see that thing in the top right up there?
This? Oh,
further
this.
Up.
Yeah, what is that?
That's your, every time you get, like, excess of cards that you already have, you start building towards your vault, and then once you get enough, you can open the vault, and it just gives you a bunch more packs. So after we open these 10, we're going to have a lot more to open.
Nice. So it's kind of like Aether in Dungeon Boss, yeah?
Yes, very much like Aether. Ether? I think it's Ether.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way.
Emergency Power is very good. Another Teysa, Karlov, another Nikaya, another Shockland, Precognitive, Spawn of Mayhem.
Yeah, not bad.
There is a deck that uses Glass of the Guild Pack, and I don't know which one. I think it's a Boros. Oh, there you go. It's not packs. Yeah, it's wild cards. My bad.
Still.
So now check how many wild cards you have. Just hover over the little...
132 common, 166 uncommon, 80 rare, 35 mythics. That is gross.
That's ridiculous. Go down to I would. Did you click on collections?
No. We go there.
Go to decks.
Oh, decks.
And then collection. And then this just shows you all your cards.
So yeah, that's effectively what I was going to, yeah.
I like to click on basically the, what's that, that button you were on a little bit ago, to your left. I'm trying to, fucking next to where all the mana colors are. It's the one with all the lines on it. Yeah, and then click on not collected also. And then that way you can see what you're still missing. Which doesn't look, I mean, if you just start scrolling.
Well, here, let's just look at what I'm missing. Just what I'm missing. I actually don't have Sun Sentinel. What?
Surprised you didn't get any Mighty Leaps. It's a common card. No Lyras. That sucks. That's okay.
I mean, I can. It's not like I don't have wild cards too.
No, yeah, no. And you have more than enough. And remember, some of these, like for example, the Mistcloaked Herald, you have them. They're just not. You have a different version, not the M19 version. So keep that in mind as well.
Right. Yeah.
No Benthic Biomancer, but that's fine. He's not really.
I must have a different version of the Water Knot because I'm pretty sure I have this.
Yeah, a lot of these commons you'll have a different version of. The Mirari
Why don't we do
really
this and just get rid of the commons in the list? I think even some of these uncommons I still kind of have.
Yeah. The Dominaria has a lot of uncommons that are printed as commons as well.
Isn't this one that I got a different version of?
Yeah, you got a different version of him.
Is this one better or as good?
Yours is better.
Okay.
The one you have is a better version.
Spoils. Direfleet Ravager. Answer.
You got a Liliana, right?
I got at least one. It wasn't this one.
I'm trying to remember which one it was.
Legendary Spectre.
Yeah, he's an okay card. Nothing special. Direfleet Daredevil would have been cool to get, but you have enough whatevers to make him.
Yeah.
Rick's Maddie's pretty good. Sarkon Risk Factor's good. Like overall, it's looking like you got a lot of what you needed. Like a lot of these cards are not really that used anyways. Deep-Root Elite is necessary for a Merfolk deck. Nobody uses Vivian as the Art Bow.
Deep-Root Elite? Oh, there it is.
Yeah. He's sick. He's a really good card. But again, you only need 4 of him, so you should be fine.
Yeah.
Nothing really necessary on this page. Galta, you have a different. That's just that's the special edition version. You have a Teferi. That's just the special edition version.
I have that too, I think.
You have a different one. You have Dovin Grand Arbiter. It's a better card, anyways.
Okay. Flying first strike creatures your opponent control get -1/-0. That's nice.
Yeah, it's not a bad card. It's just a very expensive card. Kaya Orzhov Usurper is really good.
Time Bender.
Yeah, it's a not as good version.
Yeah, this was one I had looked at. I think I might have a version of this one, or I might have crafted a version of this one. Mortify. I should probably get some Mortifies.
Mortifies are really good. They're extremely meta right now. But you just want to wait until you figure out what decks you're making.
Right.
Because you do have a lot, but you don't have infinite. You have 80, I think. 80 rares. Wild cards, which goes by fast.
Yeah.
I want to draw that card so bad. I've never.
So for that clone deck, this could be fun. Although I'd be adding yet another color.
Really cool. I don't know that a lot of decks run it, but there's at least a couple Demir decks that run it. He's cool.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Is it Viceroy?
That's the guy that I was telling you about that people use instead of the other.
Should I make one of them now?
You don't need to make it now. No, he's not even really necessary. It's just certain versions of that deck run him. Certain versions don't.
Caller of Storms. Silencer. This would be a decent
she's
one.
A cool card.
Especially for with that Merfolk.
Yeah, you wouldn't really run it in a Merfolk deck just because she has black, though, unless you ran a tricolor, which would be significantly harder.
Ooh, that looks gross.
Can't seem to draw any fucking Vraskas either. Drives me crazy, but Vraska's very good. Relic Seeker, Vraska, Golgari Queen, and Relic Seeker are both very good. Ravager Worm is good, but not really a whole lot on this page that you're missing out on.
I mean, for that Dino deck though, some of these might not be bad, right?
Yeah, but you just don't need him. Kumena's good. You didn't get any of those Simic. Oh, that's not a Shockland. Okay. You missed Chromium, and you missed. Yeah, that's the only Elder Dragon you missed was Chromium.
What about this guy, Dagrazar?
He's really good, but he's not an Elder Dragon. It's a good
card. Oh, he's just a dragon. Gotcha.
I mean, he might as well be. His effects are. I mean, it's a ridiculous card, but
yeah,
it's very specific.
Do you pretty much have to be running a 5-color deck to run all these dragons?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. Like, not there is a deck that does it, but it's not one that's going to give you a consistent win rate. It would be considered a jank deck. Treasure Map is perfect for jank decks. I don't ever use it, but I mean, yeah, dude, you're not really missing much. Because this is the end of the line here. Granted, you don't have 4 of everything, but you're at least running 1 or 2 of most of anything that you'll need. So that's really solid. And see, so now, if you want a net deck, you can take decks and you'll already have most of the cards. You know what I mean?
So just looking here for ones that I only got one. Yeah, 4 Settle the Wreckages now. 3 Smothering Tides. Still only 1 Unstable Formation. 1 Settle Strong. 3 Mentor of the Meek. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some stuff here to make some decks with.
You could probably run...
So I have 3 total Metamorphic Alterations now. That's nice.
Yeah, you can basically run this deck that I've been running.
I didn't have one of these. I thought I did.
I'm going to send you this deck in line.
All right.
Then import it. You're going to have a lot of the cards for it now. You'll have to craft like some Mortifies and stuff, but you'll have most of it that you need.
Line.
And that deck kicks ass. And it's like the kind of style of deck that you have been wanting to play.
Oops, not what I wanted to do. That's this.
It's the imported deck number 2, pretty sure.
Oh. Okay. There we go.
Which actually might be the same deck, because I might have already just sent you my old deck.
What's the theme of this? This is
So if you look at it, it's a lot of like it's an Orshove. What's it called? It's the type of deck that like when your creatures die, they create a bunch of tokens. Don't do that yet.
What?
I did change it a little, so go back to the decks. Just discard changes is fine. Then go down to the other one that you initially clicked on. I think that was my version of that deck. I had taken out a couple of the cards that I didn't think were very necessary. But what you could do, what I would do is maybe take out.
This actually it's about the same. I mean, it's within one.
But you have a couple of the cards that I didn't have. So what I would do is I'd take out like Kaya's Wrath, the one that you don't have.
The hell is it? There we go.
It's right there. You're right next to it. There. And then I would add just type in search for Visitation. I would add yours because you have one. I didn't have one, and I wasn't going to craft one. I was like, fuck that.
Gotcha.
The Mortifies are worth crafting, honestly. What is Cast Down? Is it a rare? No, okay, then it's worth casting. Tithe Taker.
I thought I had 2 of these.
You do.
Oh, okay,
the deck just has 4.
Gotcha. I mean, I'll craft those. I don't care.
Teysa Karlov is
rares,
very good in the deck, but it's supposed to only have 3, so you could take out one of the Teysa because the original version only had 3. I just happen to have 4 of them. If you don't want to craft those lands, you could
craft the lands. I'll use them.
Yeah, I mean you're going to use them if you craft them. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
the Mortifies are worth it. Kai's are worth it.
So this is you have 2 copies of the Planeswalker?
Yeah. I think their version only had 1 copy, so you could theoretically take it out. Yeah, you could take it out. Yeah.
So now I need 2 cards, yeah.
You're missing 2 cards. Go back to their deck so I can look at it. Press done on this one and just press OK. Go back to theirs, the number 2. Let me see. What is the Ministrant of Obligation? It's up at the top. Okay, not that one. They have 4 Tithe Takers. Seraph the Scales. You could add another Divine Visitation, I suppose. I mean, or you could just add more like filler creatures that are at the top. You could add another Cast Down. Maybe add another Cast Down. That'd probably be good. Cast Down is towards the top. Maybe add 1 more of those. And then, yeah, that should be pretty solid. And then go up to see where it shows the picture of the deck?
Mm-hmm.
See how the card is glowing blue? Click on that. Switch it over to the other deck sleeves. And then now on your imported deck, just name it just like Visitation, just so that you know, remember which deck it is. And I would try just taking it for a test run.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just doing in normal play is fine. I would keep it.
Yeah.
You gotta draw mana, but you're good for at least a couple turns.
Yep, yeah, that'll be good.
Nice. You got a Teza. That's good. You need her later. Throw out that oligarch. There you go. Put it in tapped. And then throw out your next oligarch. Well, technically you're supposed to do it after your attack phase. But...
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so they've got probably an Explore deck. Throw out that Plains, get Teza out there. And start swinging with your oligarchs. What's going to happen is, with her on the field, if your oligarchs die, they're going to make double the amount of tokens that they normally would make. So he's going to get punished pretty hard if he blocks here. Yeah, I mean, that's really bad on his part.
And they're flying.
Yeah, I mean...
Lifelink, yeah, Vigilance. Yeah, okay.
If they beef him up, we'll have to take him out with a Mortify. If they start exploring right now, which is likely. But we'll hold on to them because he's very manageable. Yes, they're going to start exploring now. So next turn it might behoove us to get rid of him. But no, we don't need to right now, actually. I'd put out... So what I would do right now is I would attack with my 2 flyers before doing anything. Don't attack with the oligarch. Let's keep her back for defense. Attack with them. Next. And then throw out your Ministrant and your Hunted Witness. Yeah, you got one of those in those packs you opened up. But it's going to be really hard for him to do anything right now.
So should I just attack with...
I would attack with Ministrant. I would attack with Ministrant and your flyers.
Not this guy?
Nah, leave him back. Because he doesn't create a flyer.
It's a 1/1 soldier token, though.
Yeah, but we can keep him for defense right now. He can chump block for us.
Gotcha.
If Ministrant dies, she's going to create 4 flyers right now.
Oh, Jesus. And he's blocking.
Yeah, and he's stupid enough to block. Like you're going to have 6 flyers up in the air now. And then I would throw out my Hunted Witness. And then now, if anything crazy happens, you still have enough to mortify something at instant speed. We're going to hold off on doing that, but there's not a lot he can do. Right. I mean, not only does Teza make it so they make double tokens, but Teza makes it so that all of your tokens have lifelink and all of your tokens have vigilance also. That's fine. We don't care about him. In fact, I would actually just mortify him right now, that guy that just came out.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first chance you get while it's still your opponent's turn. I would just mortify him. And next turn, I think we're going to take out that walker because that walker's making it so he can gain life. Every time somebody explores, he's gaining 3 life, which is annoying.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad until he put out that enchantment. We could get rid of the enchantment too, theoretically. It might... is it better to get rid of the enchantment or him? Let's just get rid of him for now.
Do it right now?
I would do it in this instance, I would do it before their turn so that they can't start playing some stuff
So I want to put a stop at the end of turn and then do it.
Yeah, I would just do it now. It's not a big deal. There's nothing he can really do. I don't know. The right play might have been to take out the enchantment, but I was tired of him gaining life. So just attack with your... I mean, you could... Yeah. Yeah, that's a fine play. He'll probably block the Oligarch with his Ranger. Guess not.
Yeah, I mean, this has got to be kind of intimidating to face, considering these guys all have vigilance.
Yeah, he did have one creature with reach, so he'll probably have another. So we want to just smack him as fast and as often as we can. So the Palaka Worm is big and scary, but he's not too crazy.
Nothing that I can do.
So let's see, with the Palaka Worm, 1, 2, 4.
I mean, so I've got more life than him by a good margin.
Yeah, but we need to make sure we can take care of that worm. Attack with all of your flyers, but leave everybody else back. Your flyers have vigilance anyways, so they're still going to be able to be held back as blockers. I mean, I guess theoretically we could just tank the Palaka Worm hits.
I mean, considering he's effectively only doing 2 damage a turn if I let it through.
Yeah.
Although if I block with these guys, I'm still getting the lifelink, so I'll get all that health.
Yeah, but then they're gone.
But so would his 8/8 be.
So your options here would be to... Okay, so here's what I think we should
block
do.
Let's with this guy to get the flyer. Yeah.
Block with the Oligarch, block with the Hunted, block with the other Hunted, and then 2 of the flyers. And let's hope he doesn't have something... You know what? Just block with all... No, never mind. Alright, just block like that. The only thing that's going to fuck us is if he has a beef up, but he looks almost tapped out, so we should be fine.
Yeah.
He could, though. I mean, that would be really disappointing. Doesn't look like it, though. Did we not do enough damage to him?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, you'd only put out 6.
Oh, that's a huge pain in the ass.
But we gained a bunch of life back, but I thought that's why I was like, why aren't we attacking or blocking with more? I mean, we've got a shitload of blockers and shit now. I mean, I'm almost tempted just to say attack with...
Don't just attack with everything. No.
Well, everything but this, but...
Yeah, just attack with all the 6. That was a fuck up. I thought we were blocking with enough.
No. I assumed you knew what you're doing.
Yeah, I just fucking don't know how to math, I guess.
I mean, at this point, he's got to do something quick, because I'm outpacing his life gen. Artifact or enchantment, I have neither. Ha, good call. Nice.
Well, yeah, that was my fuck up, but at least we still got the win.
Yeah.
So that's one really solid deck. Now, I'm going to send you another deck that I feel like it will be easy for you to make without needing a ton of wild cards. Oh, you know what? I'm going to wait till you finish getting your decks, because some of the cards you might get from getting that green deck. But you could make a very good green deck soon, but I want to make sure you get that green deck first because that'll come with a lot of free cards.
Alright, so Wing and Claw, this is one of those that came pre-gen. I'm just going to delete it. I've got too many decks sitting here in the way. Same with that. Matter of fact.
Your Walk the Plank one is a pre-made too.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of the earlier versions of Blastoff. White Weenies is still there. Blastoff 3 red Weenies.
You might be able to make the mono blue deck. Let me look real quick. Oh, go to that Blue Blazes. What are you missing out of that mono blue deck? Because I think that's my deck that I sent you.
This is a bunch of Merfolk and...
Missing one. I mean, those are all like basically uncommons, which you have hundreds of. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm just getting the total.
So
8 commons, 5 uncommons, 3 rares. I mean,
I think you might have type in maybe not. Type in Mistcloaked Herald. Because I think you just have the other version of it. Or just type in Mistcloaked. Yeah, you have your own version, so you could get rid of my 3 and put your own 3. Doesn't look like you have Dive Down because there's no other versions of it. You only need one of those. It's a common anyways, I'm pretty sure.
I have 3 of them.
Yeah, it's a common anyways. Patermander, you only need one of the Spell Pierce, there's no other versions of it, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're good on... I mean, they're commons, so... Trickster is an uncommon. You already got the blue decks and stuff, right? Because I feel like I thought those came with more than one. Okay.
No, I did get it. The only ones I'm missing anything on is the green and then the 2 on either side. So if it's a green-blue, then I might not have it.
Type in Wizard. Scroll 1. Wizard's Retort. Yeah, okay, you only have one of them. The good thing is, if you look at how many friggin' wild cards you have for commons and uncommons, you've got hundreds. So you could literally make this deck if you wanted to, pretty easily.
Done.
And this is a for sure tier 1 deck. Like that's like a even the Visitation deck isn't like a for sure tier 1, but the blue deck is. The blue deck you just have to learn how to navigate. It's not an easy deck to play. It's very much about waiting and bluffing and playing stuff at the right time. And you have to learn how to play with like very little mana. Because it only has 19 mana in it. Unless it's my version. I think my version might have 20. I'd keep it. You have a Curious Obsession right off the bat. I'd play my Terramander.
Yeah. Tell you what, let me propose something first before you tell me, otherwise I'm never going to learn this shit.
Fair enough.
And then you can confirm it or give me a... Got all sorts of enchantments and shit.
Yeah, dive downs are going to be reactionary. Like, if we would have had 1 open mana, we could have blocked that with the dive down.
Alright, well, I'm not going to be able to do the extra part.
That's fine. We're good for now.
Yeah, him getting that creature destroy straight off the bat kind of sucked.
I would essence capture it. You just click submit.
Now, what did I essence capture? I essence captured a creature?
Yes. And I would spell pierce that 100%.
Island, nothing I can do.
Yeah, mono red is like literally our worst matchup, but as soon as we get a creature, we'll be in a lot better shape. Because you've got 2 dive downs and a curious. So as soon as we can get something out, you're gonna be pretty good.
If I live that long.
God, if you fucking draw a creature. Of course, the first time we run it, we literally can't draw a single fucking creature. That's so annoying.
Tempted to just... Well, I mean, I'm probably going to be mostly dead after this anyways. We'll give it one more turn.
God, finally. And unfortunately, we're at the point now that it's like, don't put that Curious yet.
Okay.
Because Curious, if you don't attack, then it goes away.
Alright, so target screech. So I can put dive down on it, though, right? That's the end of turn. Alright.
Yeah. I mean, he has 2 to... I mean, god damn it. Yeah.
What?
The correct move would have been dive down. He had the 2 mana to make it go through. I don't know why he didn't do it.
So can I do dive down now? Oh, okay.
No. For whatever reason, he let it happen. There's nothing to do right now.
Oh, I didn't realize it was my weight. So dive down this.
You have to double dive down it.
Okay.
Essentially. And then block, yeah. I mean, this is just buying you a turn. Oh, there you go. Fuck yes. Put that Curious Obsession on your Petermander. And then swing with your Pteramander. Take action. So this is like... Fucking, this is what we wanted to happen like fucking 5 turns ago.
I'm gonna keep that in my hand as a although I'm all tapped out anyways.
Yeah, I mean if he has a Skewer the Critics or
Lava Axe,
you're pretty much, yeah. I mean, you lose at this point. You're down to 1. So attack with your Pteramander. God, dude.
But I gotta make him think I got counters and shit. And I pretty much have to block with the Djinn.
Correct. He's going to sack his Steamkin, and he's going to give himself 3 mana. But that's our only option. We have to do it. Yeah. He could have just done that to begin with. He was just being a dickhead.
He was probably hoping or wondering if I had a counter spell and I might use something against him there. I can see it.
No, actually, that's true. That's true. You're right. Go to your decks really quick. I just want to check something. Go to the blue deck. How many mana? Oh, no, it is only running 19. So...
There's 16 creatures in that deck, considering we only saw 3 of them.
Yeah. Just go back to the list really quick. We've got 3 Heralds. We could probably do with 1 less Spell Pierce. And 1 more Pteramander would probably be solid. You could either put one more Terramander or one more Merfolk Trickster, one of the two. They're both very good cards.
I gotta craft either one, so.
Yeah, that was that was a fucking fluke of a match, and B, that's our hardest matchup as the mono blue. So that's stupid.
Well, and we got completely screwed on resources.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like aside from that, we should have still we were coming back pretty strong at the end, because at the end there you also could have what's it called, whatever it's called, where you evolve your Terramander. Adapt it, sorry. Ooh, this is really good. This is a very good opening hand. Throw out one of your Storm Tamers. Ooh, fucking solid. Solid first hand. Yes. Throw out,
Oh, so let me remember. Let me try to think. So I'm thinking we want a flyer, and I guess both of these are flyers. So maybe just put out both flyers, these two. This can come out once he's got a creature to block, anyways.
so, with blue, you always want to keep something open, typically.
Okay.
If it were me, I would put out my Mistcloaked Herald, and I would want to put my Curious Obsession on the Herald instead of on the Storm Tamer. And the
So
reason
do it
is
next turn or this turn?
Next turn. If you hover over Storm Tamer, he has an ability where you can sacrifice him, and it can counter a target spell or ability that either targets you or a creature. So you can use your Storm Tamer to like keep your Herald safe. Whereas you can't do that the opposite way. You know what I mean?
Right, and that doesn't require tapping. Yeah.
Exactly. Cool. We're good with that. Now you throw your Curious Obsession on your Mistcloaked Herald. And you don't play anything else.
Yep, and then just attack with the Mistcloak. Attack with both, I guess,
both.
Right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Just hold on to that.
Yep. So I'll want it on, I guess, either one, right?
I mean, you have two options. You can either throw it all on your Mistcloaked Herald, because now you have a way to protect him.
True.
With your Storm Tamer. Or you can save it in case they board wipe, and that way you still have a backup plan. Because blue, the hard part, like when I first made this deck, I wasn't that great with it because it's really hard for me to understand that, like, blue is actually better off in this deck just holding cards in its hand, like keeping two creatures and holding a bunch of creatures back.
Except I can get a Tempest Gen out.
Yeah, but then you're totally open to anything that they have.
Yeah.
I would just keep my mana open. I'd probably throw the Curious, because I'm greedy. I'd probably throw that Curious Obsession on my Herald. And then I would literally just not play anything else, unless you wanted to play another Storm Tamer, which is viable.
No, I'll hold back. And
what you're hoping
two
to
of
get
those.
Is one of,
nice.
Yeah, Tempest Djinn is good late game, but you might not ever even need him. It's a cool thing about it.
Oh, so like far, yeah.
You do the slow and steady approach. It works phenomenal. Yeah, last turn I probably would have put out the second Storm Tamer. Just because.
I mean, so with the colors he's got green, white, or red, white, and green. He could have board wipes.
Yeah, not so much board wipes, but he would have direct shocks with his red. So now, no.
But yeah,
You
sorry.
gotta click on your star. Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
So now you play that land. I would put out the Siren Storm Tamer now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to get him out, so you feel safe. And then I would pretty much just hold everything back. You could put out your... Open up your graveyard. That's all that's in your graveyard. So yeah your Terramander's not going to be good yet. So I would put out my Herald, but I'd do it after I attack. Just to see what cards you draw off of your Curious Obsession.
Okay. Tons of counterspell. Yeah.
Yeah, don't play anything.
Because I can Essence Capture the next thing he tries to cast and beef up my Herald.
Yeah. You can negate something and you can use your Siren Storm Tamer. So I would Essence Capture that 100%.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the right move.
Yeah, I mean, that deck is so fucking solid. Usually people quit even earlier than that. They're just like, fuck it, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah. Alright, well, I want to end the video.
Sure. Do it.
And then you and I can keep going after this. So, thanks everybody for watching. Do all that YouTube stuff. Let me know what you guys think about working with Josh here. Josh is obviously way more experienced with this stuff than I am, at least recently. So I'm having a lot of fun with this. I know there's some other of you guys that liked watching Magic videos and some that actually play it. So hopefully we'll get some sort of scenario involved where we can do some sort of bracket tournament or something like that. We'll see what we can do. So, but thanks for watching. Do all that YouTube stuff. What's that?
I didn't even think about that, doing like a friendly bracket tournament. That's fucking cool. That'd be such a cool...
I mean, hell, I'd even throw up some sort of prize or something like that. I mean, even if it's like buying... I mean, can you gift things in this game? Like, can I send somebody a gift?
So you can do like basically like what I did in Dungeon Boss, where I just used to gift like gift cards.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? That's what I used to do.
Yeah.
You can do something... We could figure something out like that. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'd want to have, like, between... If we did, like, a 16-person, if we had that many people, or maybe we start smaller and just do an 8 double elimination, or... So, like, double bracket elimination, do best of 3 for the games, or something like that. I mean, we can sort that stuff out, but...
Super cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd even post that up on Reddit, too. That'd be really cool. That'd be a cool idea.
Well, yeah, that could actually bring a lot of people for the channel, too. That's not a bad idea. Put a requisite that they have to be a subscriber on the channel to take part. I mean, seriously, throw that on Reddit and boom. I mean, instant thousands of followers. But yeah, anyhow, do all that YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, tell us what you think. You guys are great. I love you. Thanks, Starskream, for taking part in this. Really appreciate it. And we'll see everybody soon.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of fun.
Peace.